Greetings and welcome to the City of Saco Council meeting on Monday, January 24th at 6:30 p.m. Let the record reflect that all councilors are present. Mayor Doyle has been excused, and Deputy Mayor Jody McPhail will be presiding tonight. We now invite you to join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 4, under General, there is no general correspondence this evening. Item 5 on the agenda, committee correspondence. Are there any committee correspondences to be brought? Councilor Purdy.
Thank you. At the Planning Board meeting on January 18th, among other items on the agenda, a public hearing was held on the draft of Saco's new comprehensive plan. Many residents spoke to their concerns and/or in favor of portions of the plan. At the end of the public hearing, the board voted to leave the public hearing open and to continue it at the next Planning Board meeting on February 1st, so that members of the Planning Board could consider the public input and get feedback from staff before making any amendments and sending it forward for council review. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other committee correspondence? Councilor Hatch.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor McPhail. Age-Friendly Saco is moving forward using proceeds from a grant from the Maine Community Foundation to put together a pilot program for on-demand transportation for our elderly. It's being formed as we speak. The program will offer only rides for medical appointments initially, and they'll be available Mondays through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you would like to schedule a ride, you have to do that 5 days in advance and to contact the new transportation number at Age Friendly Saco, which is area code 207-200-7668. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other comments? Okay, not seeing any hand raised. Moving on to item agenda number 6, public comment. We have 2 signed up. Kelly Archer. Please state your name and address for the record, and remember 3 minutes.
Thank you. Sorry about the mask. I fog up.
Oh, feel free to take it off if you're speaking.
Thank you. I am Kelly Archer of 185 Bradley Street, Ward 5. I am a former decade-long city appointee of the Zoning Ordinance Revision and Historic Preservation Commission. I am a current member of the Save Saco Neighborhood Facebook group. Last February 1st, I came before this council stating my involvement in 11 issues and concerns about the city. I am now before you to do the same. However, as the mayor is not present, I will defer my prepared comments until next week. In the meantime, please note that even though I will be speaking in the coming weeks, that I do represent hundreds of citizens' voices from every ward, and that the continued outbreak of COVID will prevent many of them from personally appearing before you for public comment. Yet they will be definitely communicating to each and every one of you and the planning board going forward. Deja vu once again. One topic I will mention tonight is I do want you all to inquire about due process. The downtown map expansion was never vetted, discussed, recommended, or voted upon by the LRPC members. It just showed up at the public hearing on November 17th. I did reach out to several LRPC members recently, and I want to thank the Deputy Mayor Jody, thank you very much, and explained this concern that not only I, but many of us have. Due process has to be followed. For yourself, Deputy Mayor, for the other counselor to the LRPC, which happens to be, full disclosure, my son, Marshall Archer, Ward 1, and also Mike Eon and several other people, they knew nothing of this downtown expansion map until it was brought to the attention of Mike Eon to our ward counselor, Mr. Hatch, shortly after that November 17th meeting. This is what is upsetting the citizens, and it's going to bring us all forward again on some of these issues, or changing an amendment to 650 square feet in the downtown district. That has been spoken on, so you will be hearing from many of us going forward on those two issues as well as due process. I do look forward to your findings, Ms. Deputy Mayor, as far as you reaching out to Zantac and to whoever you needed to do from our phone call last Thursday. Again, due process needs to be followed. That downtown map needs to stop at the railroad tracks, and we'll discuss many more things going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kelly. Next, we have Jane Karen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jane Karen, 264 Lincoln Street, Ward 5. And as a citizen and a representative of the Save Saco Neighborhood Facebook group, I want to speak tonight thanking Kelly for her comments. I appreciate those, and I agree with much of what she's saying, most all of it. And I just wanted to mention there are several opinions from the citizens concerning the future of our city. And in the next few weeks, you'll be hearing many comments, hopefully receiving emails to mayor, city council, and so forth. And I thank you in advance for your work and attention to hearing the citizens of Saco. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, item 7, approval of the minutes. Approval of the minutes dated January 3rd and 10th of 2022. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilor Hatch. Is there a second?
Second.
Who was that? I'm sorry. Opening. Okay, roll call vote. Councilor Archer?
Aye.
Councilor Purdy?
Yes.
Councilor Gunn?
Yes.
Councilor Berman?
Yes.
Councilor Hatch?
Yes.
Councilor Johnston?
Yes.
Motion passes minutes 7-0. Okay, item number 8, consent items. We have one consent item, and that is the approval of the February meeting dates. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion approved by Councilor Hatch. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by who's Nathan. Councilor Johnston. Roll call vote. Councilor Archer.
Aye.
Councilor Purdy.
Yes.
Councilor Gunn.
Yes.
Councilor Berman.
Yes.
Councilor Hatch.
Yes.
And Councilor Johnston.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Next on to action items. Item number 9. First one, we have a first reading, updates to Chapter 118, and that is Councilor Berman.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. Staff proposes updates to Chapter 118, Harbor, River, and Waterfront, including changing the oversight of the Harbor Master position from the Director of Public Works to the City Administrator. Changes have been reviewed by the City Solicitor. I move that the City Council hereby approve the first reading of Chapter 118 updates, and further move to schedule a public hearing for February 7th, 2022.
Motion has been made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
That was Councilor Hatch. Any discussion? Councilor Berman?
Thank you. Just to report that the Coastal Waters Commission did review these changes over the weekend and fully approves them. They did, in their eagle-eyed manner, spot 2 slight typos. On packet page 7, item B, there should be the word "the" in front of the city administrator.
And a similar typo is made on the next page in item D. The word "the" should appear in front of city administrator. Otherwise, they liked the changes.
Can you repeat the second one? First.
Same typo, it's on the next page of the packet, which is our page 8, under item D, dock steward. The word "the" should appear in front of city administrator.
Thank you. Brian, can you get those changed? Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, not seeing any. We'll roll call vote. Counselor Archer?
Aye.
Counselor Purdy?
Yes.
Counselor Gunn?
Yes.
Counselor Berman?
Yes.
Counselor Hatch?
Yes.
Counselor Johnston?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, we've got item B, one reading of the extended dog registration deadline. And that is Counselor Johnston.
Thank you. In light of the difficulty of getting vet appointments, council wishes to extend the deadline for dog registrations in Saco. Be it ordered that the city of Saco extend the deadline for dog registrations to February 28th, 2022, to allow citizens more time for the necessary vet appointments and vaccinations. I move to approve the order.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Counselor Hatch? Any discussion? Counselor Archer?
Yes, Deputy Mayor. Being one who will actually benefit from this is I put in an appointment late December, and I'm not even getting a chance till I think 3 weeks from now. So give or take February 15th. If I have one COVID case or they have COVID, I don't think that's enough time. I think it would have to come back. So I'd almost go with, I'd like to make an amendment for April. We're doing the end of the month. No, we'll just make it April 1st. It's taken like 4 to 5 weeks, and that was me even pre-planning to try to get past the January deadline. So I think maybe April 1st would be that way we don't have to bring it back up.
I'll second that.
Okay, amendment has been made by Counselor Archer to change the registration deadline to April 1st with a second by Counselor Purdy. Any discussion? Counselor Johnston?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. I've had the similar situation. The only question I have pertains to staff. I don't know if they chose that date for a particular reason. I think at the last time we spoke about this, I believe the mayor had suggested June, end of June. So the end of the fiscal year is what I was thinking we would have in here, but there's no way of really understanding why February 28th was picked. So I don't know if the administrator has an idea or if there was a particular reason for it.
I think a month was put in there, but it can easily be amended to later. That's perfectly fine. But I don't know if there was discussion of extending it 1 month. I'd have to go back and review the last meeting, but I think it's perfectly fine to amend it to a later date.
Any additional discussion? Okay, roll call vote on the amendment to April 1st. Counselor Archer?
Aye.
Counselor Purdy?
Yes.
Counselor Gunn?
Yes.
Counselor Berman?
Yes.
Counselor Hatch?
Yes.
Counselor Johnston?
Yes.
Okay, amendment passes 7-0. Back to the original motion. Roll call vote. Counselor Archer?
Aye. Sorry.
Counselor, Counselor Purdy?
Yes.
Counselor Gunn?
Yes.
Counselor Berman?
Yes.
Counselor Hatch?
Yes.
Counselor Johnston?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. And item C, acceptance of deeded land, Oceanside Drive and Shore Avenue. That is Counselor Berman.
Yes, thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. Landowners on Oceanside Avenue are looking to clarify the rights and ownership of a piece of land that lies between two parcels and is bisected by Shore Avenue. Although the city believes it has taken over ownership of this portion of shore, it is not conclusive. It rests upon our historic use, but it is not clear if we have ownership of just the area used for the boardwalk path or over the whole 30-foot wide area. The city has been using some portion of this land as a boardwalk for crossing over the dune to reach the beach. In large part, the parties who could best challenge the city is Spivak and Ernst, as the owners of the lots abutting each side of shore extension. Yet that is not their goal. On the contrary, they are looking to assist the city by deeding out residual rights of ownership they may hold in the 15-foot wide area that has historically been the site of the boardwalk. Therefore, be it ordered that the City Council accept the deeded land of Oceanside Drive and Shore Avenue.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
That was Counselor Johnston, second. Any discussion? Counselor Berman?
Yeah, just to note, I really appreciate Ms. Ernst and Mr. Spivak coming forward in this way. We've had lots of discussions here at the council about beach rights and property owners and historic rights of way and use. And this is the best possible outcome, in my view, for the city. So I'm grateful that these abutters are doing this. I think it's good for the city. I think it's good for the public, and I think it's good for the beach. So I'm just very appreciative and want to express that.
Thank you. Any additional discussion? Okay, not seeing any hands raised. Roll call vote. Counselor Archer?
Aye.
Counselor Purdy?
Yes.
Counselor Gunn?
Yes.
Counselor Berman?
Yes.
Counselor Hatch?
Yes.
Counselor Johnston?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes 7-0. That is it for action items. Item number 10, new business. There is no new business this evening. Item number 11, administrative update.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. An update on the climate action resolution that was passed by this council a year or so ago. After looking at options and trying to do this internally, I also met with SMPDC and discussed with them our goals, and they have submitted a proposal for us to potentially consider. I think this is probably the most comprehensive way to look at this, to get a full-on look across all departments and come up with a really good set of action items, and also presentation and feedback to the council about that assessment. So I've attached their proposal to this admin update. You can see the cost is about $15,000. That is, could be, depending on exactly what we want, a little bit lower if you wanted to try to whittle it down a little bit. But I think this, they have people there that are experts in this field, that have a strong background in this field, and I think it is probably money well spent if we really want to do a full-on assessment and meet the goals and the charge of the climate action resolution. So take a look at that. Let me know if you have any specific feedback, and happy to have more discussion on that. The Public Works Department has a bid opportunity available. I will just quickly read. For advertisement, the City of Saco is soliciting bids for the North Street Route 112 Industrial Park Road traffic signal and pedestrian improvements. Bids must be marked submitted and marked on the bid response form in a sealed envelope, marked North Street, Route 112, Industrial Park Road, traffic signal and pedestrian improvements. Bids will be accepted until 1 p.m. on Wednesday, February 9, 2022, at the Saco Public Works Department, located at 15 Phillips Spring Road, Saco, Maine, 04072, and there will be a public opening of all bids received at that time. Additionally, a pre-bid conference will be conducted on Wednesday, February 2nd at 10 a.m. prevailing time at the Saco Public Works Department. Contractors are encouraged to attend this pre-bid conference. However, it is not mandatory. An addendum summarizing questions raised at the pre-bid conference will be issued by the city engineer. And lastly, to follow up on a previous meeting also, the Ecology School and the Simpson Road left-hand turn lane. I and staff have, we've researched different options and looked at the BPI and discussed it with DOT, and we'll be bringing forward these findings sort of in a draft report to be considered by the council at a future meeting, so we can address the Ecology School's concerns on the potential BPI and, of course, the funding associated with that. So look forward to that in a meeting in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, City Administrator Kenrath. Okay, and next, item 12, council discussion and comment. Any discussion or comment? Councilor Hatch?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor McPhail. I just had a couple of items. First of all, City Administrator Kenrath, I'm not sure what the volume of activity has been on the tax, senior tax assistance program, but apparently the phone is ringing off the hook at Age-Friendly Saco. And the issue of the timing of February 15th, and I know that at our last meeting you had mentioned flexibility with that deadline, and I would like to encourage you and the staff to do so. It does seem like it's getting a good reaction from the community. And whether or not there's enough time to consider some sort of a public forum of some type, communication forum, where people could show up and actually get applications and get a better understanding of what's going on. So I just throw that out there for your consideration, if I could. And then we all received an email regarding status report on some of the right-of-ways down at the Kinney Shores line from one of our constituents. It brought to my attention, is there a way in which we might be able to, whether it's a summary on our website to give a status of where things the council have been discussing, where they are at the moment, and where we might be able to see them readdressed at the council level, just for the public's benefit, so they know that things aren't falling through the cracks. So that was just an off the top of my head suggestion, something to think about, mechanisms by which we can communicate that. Thank you.
So just on your first item, I'll just respond. We have gotten some calls looking for assistance and explanation here. You should have all gotten an email I sent out on just our communication strategy and all that has been done to get the word out. And I'll also say that I had discussions with our finance department today and in communication with Gene Saunders of Age Friendly, that we are looking to organize some sort of public forum here at City Hall to further explain and assist with the new program. And I think Age Friendly also has some tax preparation people that might be helpful also. So we are talking about that. We just did a few hours ago. And so look for that, that coming up also. So thank you.
Thank you. Any additional council discussion or comments? Not seeing any. Item number 13, executive session. The executive session tonight has been postponed for our next council meeting in the absence of Mayor Doyle. Item 14, so there is no report from executive session. Item 15, adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion's been made. Second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Johnston. Roll call vote. Councilor Archer?
Aye.
Councilor Purdy?
Yes.
Councilor Gunn?
Yes.
Councilor Berman?
Yes.
Councilor Hatch?
Yes.
Councilor Johnston?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0 to adjourn. And everyone have a wonderful night, and thank you so much.